Some cracks are forming in the consumer right as we head into the holiday. Two-thirds of U.S. consumers are worried about being financially stressed this holiday season, according to Bank of America. Gen Z and millennials, they are especially concerned. How about that? Meantime, new data from Apollo show that retailers are hiring less this holiday season, which is generally done in October. Just 135,000 workers were hired this year, compared with 141,000 last year, 209,000 the year prior. And finally, FedEx encouraging pilots at its cargo airline to take jobs at regional passenger carriers for the holidays because, well, there isn't enough shipping demand to fill everyone's plane flying schedules. Frank Holland is here with more details for us. How bad is it, Frank?
Tyler, it's bad. It's
really?
Terrible.
No.
At least compared to the pandemic.
Yeah.
You got to remember, during the pandemic, we were all locked down. Just a record, unbelievable surge in demand for goods. People wanted to buy things. And obviously, that's changed pretty dramatically. So you got to remember, just last week, we got a fresh read on the global shipping market. At the Evolve Summit, I spoke to FedEx CEO Raj Subramanian. He told us, basically, when it comes to the industrial market, it's soft right now. And even when it comes to consumer goods, it's pretty soft, even as we head into the holiday season. He laid out a pretty clear picture. I want to come back to that FedEx pilots offer. Eye-popping, right? I mean, I'm going to show the numbers right now, but really eye-popping. So I'm looking at it.
Has this ever happened before?
You know what? I don't know if this has ever happened before, but I also want to amend something. And Tyler, I'm not correcting you, just amending. No. It's not for the holidays. They're actually advising these pilots just to go take jobs.
Go take jobs
permanently.
Wow.
Does this mean that they're laying them off, or are they saying take side gigs?
No, it's leave FedEx.
Leave
and
FedEx
go over to
and
PSA.
go to...
So FedEx and PSA. PSA is a wholly owned subsidiary of American Airlines. So American and FedEx have a very close relationship. I want to show the graphic right now of the offer from PSA Airlines. It's a regional commuter airline, again, fully owned by American Airlines. So you get a $250,000 signing bonus, eye-popping, obviously.
Yeah.
$175,000 paid in your first paycheck.
Wow.
There's obviously some terms in here, but this is the general offer. 12 days off per month, and also longevity credit for vacation, retirement, et cetera, which is important.
You get almost $500,000 just for walking in the door to be a pilot over there. Why is this gift sitting out there for the offing?
Well, here's the thing. At FedEx, they told us over a year ago they're cutting flights, they're cutting worker hours. Raj Subramanian, remember, famously right here on CNBC saying he saw a global economic slowdown. Since then, they've been pretty dramatically cutting their flights, cutting their worker hours, so none of this is a surprise. Also, another story you and I were talking about, UPS pilots taking early retirement from UPS, almost 200 of them, actually a few more than UPS originally planned, but taking those early retirement offers, they're getting a similar offer from PSA Airlines. So there's obviously two sides to this story. Demand for passenger flights up, demand for consumer goods down. I also want to show you the statement from the pilots union very quickly. I'm only going to read part of it. They say, "We do not consider this an acceptable offer for FedEx pilots, and our pilot membership reacted accordingly in messages that we've received." And they say if FedEx is comfortable with pilots leaving, they should instruct their bargainers to make proposals to entice pilots who are otherwise waiting to retire, similar to UPS. Full circle, if you want to get a good picture of the demand picture when it comes to goods.
Why isn't the union happy about it? So is it because if they leave...
Doesn't that tell you how lucrative the jobs are at those two companies?
So if the pilots leave FedEx to go to a regional airline, they get $500,000 right off the bat, almost in all these perks. But is the union basically saying they would get more if they stayed at FedEx and maybe reach full retirement there? Is that why they think this is a raw deal?
These are jobs with great compensation, great benefits. FedEx is, of course, a top-notch company to work for. This is a commuter airline. It's just a different schedule. It's a different lifestyle. PSA Airlines has hubs in, I believe their main hub's in Charlotte, but they have also hubs in Philadelphia, a couple other cities around the country. It's just simply a different job.
Are the pilots at PSA represented by the same union as those at FedEx?
I do not believe they're represented by the same union.
That might be why the people,
the
heads of the FedEx union don't want them to
Amazing sign of the times.
Right.
Leave the package carrier and go to the domestic airline, where everybody's traveling.
Fully owned subsidiary of American Airlines. So it's not just a regional carrier. It is part of the American Airlines family, which is obviously a very big company. But you were mentioning, how bad is it? Okay. So we got some numbers out of China about imports. Imports were actually up 3%, but when you look at imports from the U.S., it was down almost 4%. So basically, just less things going in and out of the U.S. For FedEx, for UPS. The U.S. is still their home market, their core market. So just a general slowdown. But remember, it's off extreme highs due to a global event that disrupted everything.
Yeah, amazing. Frank, thank you so much for that reporting.
Good to see you afternoon.
Yeah.
I'll be back here tomorrow morning, 5 a.m.
See you very soon.
We'll see you then.
Frank Holland.